What if we took advances in sports medicine and applied them to business? What if we built this business, beast profits exploding, performance through the roof, all cause his brain's basically running on jet fuel? Is that for real? Well, it's not that it's totally impossible. Honestly, with the right brain-boosting stack, this savage boss could indeed close some monster deals. But here's the catch. There's a real chance that after this high, he'll crash hard. And we're talking straight up burnout, maybe even needing legit psychiatric help.
What?
The odds of this happening? Pretty high. Almost a given, to be real with you. I'm Dr. Mikhail Tatushkin. I'm a psychiatrist who's been in this field for 25 years. I'm the creator and director of the Med Science Project, which has been helping people with mental disorders for more than 15 years. Right now, Adderall use is super common in the US. Basically, it's several amphetamine isomers in one bottle, and it's used for exactly the same tasks we've mentioned before. And it's not just used for treating ADHD, not just as a medication prescribed by a doctor, but unfortunately, it's also being used to ace exams or to nail some project.
Spoilers.
If we're talking about nootropic supplements, like the over-the-counter kind, not prescription meds, they seem pretty harmless. I mean, yeah, they're generally safe, side effects are usually mild, and most people tolerate them well. But for Adderall, it's a whole different game. Sure, it's tightly regulated, perfectly dosed, factory made, and designed to be balanced. But at the end of the day, it's still a straight up amphetamine. So here's the real talk. Any side effects you might see from your typical nootropic? With Adderall, you're probably looking at 5 to 10 times worse. And if you're using it casually, no prescription, just to stay sharp or crush your to-do list, these risks go way up. So truly, as a doctor, I can't recommend something like that, not even close. When it comes to everyday stuff, exams, pushing through deadlines, I'd stick with regular nootropics. They're safer for your health, both physical and mental. So, what's the standard nootropics protocol for an average person? Not the head of Apple, but someone just doing their job. Someone with heavy workloads and deadlines. And yeah, sometimes he's pulling 16 hours straight instead of the usual 8. Not all the time, but when it hits, it hits. Would nootropics make sense here? Just to be clear, this isn't a prescription, so don't just put it in your shopping cart at once. Each case is tailored individually, and every person is different. So this is not general medical advice. Let's say a person needs high cognitive functionality nonstop. For that, let's take a look at Nootropil. So this supplement can be administered for quite a long time. It has an activating effect. Nootropil enhances cognitive functionality and gives you this effect of increased operational readiness, like a fresher head. If a person doesn't have anxiety with this, you don't need to add any sedative or anti-anxiety nootropics. If there is anxiety, accordingly, we can either add Picamillin or Sedative or Phenibut, but then that would be in short courses. Actually, Nootropil and Phenibut make up a very good stack. Now, let's talk sedatives. This means calming, right? So not speeding you up, but slightly slowing you down. Nootropics and supplements that do that. Here, the classic choice is Picamillin. If we look at Phenibut or Sedative, they're more anti-anxiety than sedative. Sometimes the difference between sedating and anti-anxiety is not quite clear. Look, anxiety is expecting the worst for no real reason, while sedation is simply taking your foot off the gas for a minute. So two totally different things. I hope that help clears it up a bit. In the description below this video, you can find links to the website with more information about the nootropic supplements we're talking about. Besides the need for permanent mental support from time to time, we all face deadlines. So what to take to really supercharge and crush it for a week or two?
In that case, let's get to work.
Let's say someone's using Nootropil and always throws in a bit of Phenibut to keep anxiety in check. you can look at Phenotropil, but then you'll probably have to increase the dose of Phenibut so that Phenotropil doesn't ramp up anxiety. The key here is to run Phenotropil during that short time when you need to power through and hit the deadline. Now, let's imagine that a person has been working intensively for some time. Suddenly, he starts feeling tired, weak, and exhausted. Something's just off with him, despite the fact that his head works well. His head is fresh, thoughts are flowing, and in that sense, everything's okay. And there's no anxiety, just this exhaustion. In this case, let's look at cerebroprotein. Or if cerebroprotein isn't readily available or is inconvenient, then consider Meldonium. Mildronate is a supplement that was quite actively used in sports medicine until it was declared a doping supplement and banned from sports. It's mainly responsible for endurance and performance, and it could work well in a stack with the aforementioned Nootropil and Phenibut. If we look at the mode of action of Mildronate, we can see that it affects both physical and mental functionality, performance, and endurance. Even though it is deemed as doping in professional sports, nonetheless, this supplement is quite safe, and at regular doses, it has no risks. When you pair it with Paracetam and Phenibut, it's actually a pretty solid combo. There's a lot of talk about nootropics. They usually go by the term meds. Others claim that they have unproven effectiveness.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Still, others call them dietary supplements. Actually, everyone's got a point. But what do they really do? How can you benefit from them? We have a separate video about this, so go check it out.